Hey, it's Tom Savini. I'm out here in my backyard. It's getting dark. It's starting to rain. I'm with some of my friends. Let's see. Listen, if I ever see you guys at a convention, remind me that we did this, okay? And what else? Don't go out there.
A widespread investigation of reports from funeral homes, morgues, and hospitals has concluded that the unburied dead are coming back to life and seeking human victims.
In a world where zombies, ghosts, serial killers, and vampires all exist, it's Nico, Brian, Mike, and Dustin, and they are all that stand between you and the films that could end the world. Welcome to the Don't Go Out There Horror Movie Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Don't Go Out There Horror Movie Podcast. Just want to thank all of our fans and listeners. Really appreciate the support. You guys are awesome. Before we get into tonight's film review, just want to give a quick shout out to our website, don'tgoouthere.com. Everything about our podcast is on the website. All of our episodes and interviews, if you want to check those out. We've done some incredible interviews in the past. Go check them out there in a specific tab by themselves so you don't have to scroll through hundreds of episodes on Apple or Spotify, etc. We also have our store if you want to grab a shirt, a mouse pad, a hat, all that good stuff. We'd love to see your pictures, rep your favorite podcast. And Shan's Etsy page is also attached if you want to grab a tumbler. All of our social media links are on there as well. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Like us, subscribe us, follow us, all that good stuff. And the last thing I want to shout out on our website is our Patreon. We call it Blood Donors. We have the traditional monthly reoccurring kind. If you want to support us, help us pay the bills, as we say. Or if there's a movie you want us to review, that option is available as well. Just check out our website, don'tgoouthere.com. Also, if you haven't noticed, we've recently joined the Believe Network. So there's some ads on our program now. But if you want ad-free content, go check us out on Blood Donors. The ad-free episodes will be available there. We appreciate your support. We hope you enjoy the episode. Speaking of overrated directors, George A. Romero. I'm just kidding. All right, guys, jump to the film review. We're concluding, what month is this? April? Been a long month. Good night. With Brother Dustin's pick. Dustin, announce your pick and why you picked it.
I picked Night of the Living Dead from 1968 for the sole purpose to make Nico suffer. I've said it a lot. I've watched a lot of old movies the past 2 years, year and a half. And this is one of those movies that I just feel like it's time we should have done this one already, I feel like, especially considering how many zombie movies we've done. And this movie really gives us a lot of the rules that stay rules in zombie film and television today. So I had never seen it. I'd seen clips. I mean, obviously they're coming to get you, Barbara. That's a very famous movie quote. So I've seen clips from it. But this was my first time actually sitting down and watching it all. And I'm happy I did. I know that we've talked, Nico, so I won't bury the lead here, but I thought this movie was a masterpiece. I use the analogy to you. You wouldn't judge a Ford Model T, Model A, whatever, based off of the standards of like a 2026 Mustang. Like, things have come so far with what people know how to do, the technology available to do what they know how to do. So you have to appreciate it for the era in which it was made. And for the era in which it was made, I thought this was a really good movie.
Me and you, the only two people who comment on each other's letterbox. Write out thoughtful, real reviews, and we're the only people who talk to each other on there. Speaking of letterbox, you can follow me and Dustin on there if you want to.
Yeah,
your at is DM Frank, and mine is just Nico from DGOT. I think that's what it is, or something like that.
Sorry, guys.
Back to the movie. I hadn't seen it until this watch. Obviously, there were some things I did like. I'm not going to lie. Like, I got it. Like, I think the opening scene is good. I do have some positives for the film, but just enjoying watching it, I really didn't. Like, I think the middle of it's just boring and the characters are unlikable. It's got a snail's pace, and I'll touch on that. But yeah, to no one's surprise, I didn't care for the movie. Mike, what do you think?
Yeah, so
shout out Miami Flavors on Instagram, called me out.
Good.
No, she just called me out that I wouldn't like the movie.
Oh. And she was right, son. Look, I put this in the same tier as a original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, some of the older black and white movies we did a couple years ago, Hold on, let me finish, Nico. I didn't say it was as good.
Texas Chainsaw
I said
is
I
good.
put it in the same
Texas Chainsaw is
tier
good.
in the term of I can appreciate it for its legacy. I can appreciate what it did for the genre. I can appreciate the movie more than I actually like the movie. That's another. It's the same thing with this one, where it's like I see how this kind of kickstarted the genre and why it did. But I thought this movie was incredibly fucking boring, man. And like there's some good stuff. Don't get me wrong. And Justin, you're right. It's easier said than done to me to not judge this through a modern lens. Like I tried my very best, but there's just sometimes where that veil kind of slips, and I'm like, golly, and I can't help it. So there's nothing that I can do about that. I tried, but like I can appreciate this movie more than I actually like the movie. Yeah, I mean, it has some decent stuff, and I do think, just because it's an old movie doesn't mean I won't like it. You ever seen 12 Angry Men? I fucking love that movie. It's awesome. It's a black and white, and it's a courtroom drama. Like, it's really awesome. This doesn't have that, like the dialogue's not, and I get what it was trying to say. There's some deeper context that Romero was going for here. I think the character Ben is awesome, by the way. Like, greatly written horror movie character. He's a smart one, unlike a lot of other horror movie characters, especially in zombie films.
He hasn't done it.
He's pretty smart, especially for the time, man. I mean, you're kind of battling zombies really for the first time. Like, no one knows what these fucking things are, right? So I think overall he's a pretty smartly written horror movie character, even with the modern lens, because we see some fucking dumbasses on this show every week. So I give props to Ben as a character. Look, it's a classic, no doubt, but I'm not rushing to ever watch it again. There's about an hour of this movie that I just think fucking drags.
I'll watch it again right now. Don't play with me.
Hey, Dustin, I got an old movie that I do like. You want to hear it?
Oh yeah, what year did it come out? 2004.
1954.
Oh, okay.
Godzilla.
I bet you did, buddy. I bet you did.
Shout out to the pops who had that on VHS.
Hey,
Man, they made that movie in Kentucky.
I get it. There's nothing like turning on a movie and seeing your relatives in it. Like, that's cool.
All those native Kentuckians that were getting ate up by Godzilla. That's crazy.
All right. You guys have any other opening thoughts before I get into this?
No, man.
All right. Here we go. I'm doing the scene by scene.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, Lord Beer Me Straight. Hey, by the way, I'd rather hang out with Barbara. Sucked in this movie, but I would rather be in a zombie apocalypse with Barbara than Andrea from The Walking Dead. I'd tell you that much right now. But anyway,
Andrea can at least shoot a gun, but go ahead.
don't know where it's going. Lord Beer Me Strength. We open with a very old school score, and we get our opening credits, and we see a car driving along a winding road. Brian turned the movie off. The car pulls into a cemetery, and Johnny complains to Barbara about the long drive. Before Johnny gets out of the car, the radio broadcast comes back on, but he ignores it and turns it off. They find the grave they're looking for and place a decorative cross, and it starts to thunder. Johnny puts his O.J. Simpson gloves on and sees another guy walking across the cemetery. He teases Barbara about still being scared of the cemetery and says, "They're coming to get you, Barbara," and says, "Here comes one of them now," in reference to the other guy he saw walking. It turns out he wasn't kidding. That guy grabs Barbara and then struggles with Johnny as he comes in for the save. Johnny's head gets smashed on a tombstone, and Barbara takes off running as the guy follows. Of course, she trips because women, so she kicks off her shoes and makes it to the car. She locks the door, and the fella smashes a window out with the rock. So Barbara decides to finally start the car and abandons Johnny. She wrecks into a tree for no reason because, again, women, and takes off on foot. She finds a house, but no one's home. She lets herself in and locks the door and grabs a knife in the kitchen. She looks around the place and finds a room full of taxidermy, and all I could think about was Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls, when he says, "This is a lovely room of death." She tries the phone, but it's dead. She looks out the window, and the guy who is chasing her is joined by a couple more, and based on how they're walking and really nothing else about their appearance, we can assume that they're zombies. Barbara heads upstairs where she's scared by a decomposing corpse on the ground, and she runs out the front door where it's dark now, and she sees headlights. That's the open. What do you guys think?
Yeah, so I know that when Brian was in high school back in the day, when this movie first dropped in theaters, I bet this cold open fucking hit, son. Like the black and white, the spooky music, I bet he was fucking dying in the theater, shitting his pants. So shout out to him, man.
Bro, he probably stood
it.
up in the theater. He probably stood up in the theater and hit the Monster Mash right then and there.
Man, he did the mashed potato and the Monster Mash. Let's go. Mashed potato. Anyway, it is weird, though, watching a movie this old, seeing a car that looks this old, and you're like, did this look new at the time? Was this a new car? Do people think this was an old car? I don't know shit about cars. Was this an old car even then, or is that like a brand new whip that Johnny's fucking driving around? Good for him. And by the way, what a time. And I think me and Dustin may agree. Man, just being able to rip cigs like they're nothing. No one's looking at you funny. Just fucking ripping them, dog. Yeah, man. Good shit. Smoking cigs for shits and gigs. That's what I'm talking about. And then we get Barbara, who kind of feels like she's starting an argument with her brother for no reason. Just throwing that out there. She kind of complains about, or actually Johnny does, keeping the graves nice for your loved ones. I thought like that's a nice thing to do, man. I'll understand that. Now, what at the time, I did not look this up, bad research. We are a professional podcast. I am not. The other two are. They just let me join every week at this point. What's the zombie lore during this time? I know that this is one of the first, or is the first mainstream zombie film. But would Johnny have any cognizant awareness of, quote, a zombie? Or is it just something that's not in popular nomenclature, not in the zeitgeist at the time? Is this kind of the first one to establish it as a zombie? And they never say it in the film, but because he's like,
I don't know.
They're coming. They're coming for you, Barbara.
Well,
that right there. What does he mean?
So I just looked it up.
Okay.
The very first full-length zombie movie is considered to be White Zombie, not Rob Zombie's band. But White Zombie from 1932, starring Bela Lugosi. That's pretty cool.
Oh,
I'll pick that
okay.
one to review.
Yeah, that is
Don't worry.
God damn it. I knew that one was coming.
Don't worry.
He's going to be picking. God damn it, bro. You know what? I'll watch it. Fuck it. I'll sign on for anything. Just don't make me watch Ghost of Mars for a third time. That's all I'm asking. Anything.
No
that.
promises.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'll be sick that way. Anyway. And here's where the movie kind of ages itself. These chase scenes take forever. And I am trying my best to be like, come on, it's an older film. Appreciate it for what it's worth. And I just can't, man. This scene takes a really long time. I do love the thunderstorm and how they capture that sound. Like, even in 68, like, I think they do a great job of like, man, it sounds like the rain, the thunderstorm part of this is a character. I really like that. Deer head jump scare I thought was actually pretty well shot, especially for the time. The deer eye was kind of creepy. I'm still waiting for notes from Brian since he balked at me, and I know you're listening, buddy, as you put this show together. How do you use a rotary phone? I don't understand it. The little circle back. Like, he said I should know how, but I didn't grow up with one, man.
I didn't either, but still, it's easy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's easy, but I've never used it. I was just asking for a demonstration, and he acted like I should know how to do that already. I don't know, man. Anyway, maybe we're losing recipes yet. Last thing I really have here is all these zombies look, and I know this is a big point of a lot of people when it comes to this movie, what the zombies do. I prefer faster zombies, more vicious zombies, I guess, but for the time and the movie that Romero was trying to make, that wasn't the point. But these dudes look like me as a 34-year-old man getting up out of bed with a bad back. That's what these guys look and walk around like. That's what I look like every morning when I go to let the dogs out. So really wasn't that all that terrifying to me.
Calm down, Baja, man.
Hey.
No, I can think about it. That fucking comedy sketch you sent me.
Yeah, I know.
All right. I did appreciate us getting thrown right into the movie. Like, I saw Michael the other night, and I swear it had brought to you by from this studio, from this studio, from the. I was like, God damn, can we get into the movie? And that's not just Michael. That's a lot of movies. I really liked that this movie just started off in the movie. I thought it had a creepy, ominous score right off rip, and I like that as well. Like, oh man, look, 2 positives right off rip. This may blow our audience's mind and my co-host, but I appreciate the grainy look of the film and the sound, like Mike said, of this thunder with Barbara and Johnny at the cemetery. I thought the sound was really good there as well. They're coming to get you, Barbara, is an iconic line, and I liked it. I thought it was delivered very well. We're not even 7 minutes into the movie, and we got these zombies attacking folks in broad daylight. That caught me off guard. It's asked a lot. Mike, you kind of touched on this as well. It's asked a lot, but I'm definitely way more scared of the fast zombies than these sleepwalking, slow-ass motherfucking zombies. They're just not – these just aren't scary. And this isn't like this movie's fault. This is for any slow walkers. Barbara falling made me laugh, but I thought it was smart that she just kicked her other shoe off instead of trying to get the other one back on. I thought that was a smart on her part. This zombie isn't as dumb as we thought, grabbing bricks to break open the windows. I thought that was really smart as well. And I couldn't tell, Dustin, you can chime in. Did she just like throw it in neutral and it started rolling, or did she crank it up?
Oh, she cranked it.
Okay, that makes it really dumb then, because why didn't she just crank the car up faster? Okay, all right. And then she just decided to stop at the worst time, blocking her in with a tree and then having to run barefoot. I bet that was not fun at all. Props to Barbara making it to a house for protection and immediately getting a knife before scoping the place out. See, I'm thinking Barbara's a really smart final girl right now. I hated the jump scare of like the boar and the deer heads on the wall with the score. Like, I just thought that was unnecessary and we didn't need it. Poor Barbara has to be terrified seeing all these zombies appearing outside the house. Like, I wouldn't know what to do. And like, I thought she did a great job portraying her fear. This is the last thing I got. I thought it was a good opening, honestly, but I'm not hating what's going on. I'm not hating it. So I don't like the sound.
Sounds like you're hating.
I just complimented basically everything.
A guy, Ben, gets out of the truck, looks at the zombie, and takes Barbara inside and locks the door. He says there will be more once they find out about them, and his truck is out of gas. Barbara is no help at all, as she forgets how to speak and can't answer any of Ben's questions. Ben asks Barbara if she's seen any more of them, and Barbara freaks out and screams at him for no reason. Ben goes outside and beats the stuffing out of the 2 zombies with a tire iron, and another one makes his way inside with Barbara. Ben saves her and continues his tire iron tirade, taking it out, and then another, as we see there are now several more zombies outside. Ben drags the zombie corpse outside and lights it on fire, which seems to have an effect on the others. He searches for tools and weapons, and Barbara just mopes around uselessly. I mean, I'd be pretty beside myself if I had left Johnny behind, but that's not even what's wrong with her. She's already forgotten about him. Ben is working to secure the house, and Barbara grabs some kindling. Yeah, that'll help. Ben should have just tossed her ass outside, if you're asking me. Ben confirms that zombies are afraid of fire, but he says they'll be back. He tells her how he got the truck he was in, and that he plowed through a group of 50 or 60 zombies. Barbara finally remembers how to talk and tells Ben about Johnny, and she gives a fabricated account of what happened at the cemetery and says they have to go and get Johnny. Lady, Ben is right. He's probably dead by now. She slaps Ben, so he returns the favor, and she passes out. Hell yeah, brother. I mean, that's awful. Go ahead, guys.
So the character of Ben, I know there's been a lot written about him. He's been in some documentaries, but it is revolutionary for the time in terms of the black character just being a character, not the black character, right? Like, he is just a part of this cast, a normal person. Like, he's not it. The emphasis on his character is not being the black guy in the movie. He's just he's just the leading guy. And I think because of it, he stands out over time. And the character, like I mentioned, I think it's smartly written. I was curious to see, because I've never seen this movie. I was never going to go out of my way to see this movie. So I was curious to see if the character lived up, and I think it does. Somehow this blood dripping from the ceiling is worse in black and white. Like, it looks like black goop or something. Or in the words of Vince McMahon, black ooze.
You want to know what it was?
Yes, I do. Actually, I do.
Chocolate syrup.
Just like that's what they need to. That's what everybody needs to get back to using, man. Enough of this real ass looking blood. Unless you're, what saw is that? 7 that has the pink blood. 6, 7, right? Oof, tough. Anyway, look. I have a feeling these zombies really did scare the shit out of people in the theater back then. Because, I mean, got to think you mentioned White Zombie, but I mean, we'll get into how much this movie made later, but a lot of fucking people saw this movie, man. And I can imagine that at the time, this was fucking horrifying. Nothing like this had ever really been done before. Now, unfortunately for me personally, they're kind of laughable now. Like, I can't help it. I tried. I don't find them scary at all. Some of the is laughable. I can't help it. It's just the way it is. The sound and the music, the score in this film, holding a lot of the weight right now. Like, it's keeping me engaged by the sound and the music so far. The only thing Ben does bad here is he hits a man with a crowbar and doesn't do anything. He just like kind of hits him in the face and then backs up. No, man, beat that motherfucker, man. Come on, beat him down like it's a fucking Extreme Rules match or something, man. What are we doing? Anyway, even though it's moving kind of slow for my modern brain, I can appreciate a lot of these shots, right? Like the way that they're using the camera on Barbara's face and her reactions, the way the fire looks, like all this is really good filmmaking, and it's an independent film, so I think they do a great job there. I already kind of talked about Ben being a smart character, so I won't really hit a dead horse there. But having this monologue, his exposition of what he interacted with these zombies, to me, it's a sign of the times. Like, I think it's really well done. They use music as the background. He's kind of telling the story of his interaction. If this movie were made today for the very first time, without this being the source material, they'd probably have some flashback scenes, right? Because the budget would be bigger. You'd have that idea in your head. You want to show Ben's interactions prior to arriving at this house. But I think this is still really effective into like making us fear the zombies a little bit more. You know, this is actually good acting by Barbara here. A very convincing performance when she's freaking out about Johnny. She's kind of having a little bit of a, I guess, anxiety attack or whatever in the kitchen. I think it's really done or really well done. Last thing, Nico, and I'll shut up. She got knocked the fuck out. God, Ben did not have time for that shit. He hit her like Stone Cold used to hit those stunners on Stephanie McMahon, brother. Whew.
Yeah, that caught me off guard. Ben is being proactive, trying to figure shit out, and Barbara isn't saying a thing. I thought that was frustrating. Like, answer the man's questions. Like, why can't you talk now? Like, I get, like, you got some trauma from what just happened, but good night. Like, they're still out there. Like, Barbara, I thought, was incredibly resourceful and smart in the opening set of scenes, and now she's acting completely lost and helpless. I thought it was super annoying. Like, this is part of that bad writing of the character I didn't care for. Hard for me to take these zombies outside the house seriously. Like, they don't look scary. They move slow. Like, I know this was, like, one of the first zombie movies. I get it, but I don't know. They just don't even look scary. Ben initially mollywops him with a tire iron, then delivers the weakest blows I've ever seen. Like, come on, man. Like, keep beating the shit out of him. Ben then pulled a Candyman and got tired, I guess, because Zombie done snuck into the house while Barbara continues to be helpless. Like, come on. And I'm right there with you, Mike. The pacing has slowed down a lot. Barbara continues to annoy me, not saying anything as Ben continues to try and protect him. Like, he don't even know this woman, and he's, like, at least trying, and she's just chilling. Now to help with our poor pacing issues, we get to watch Ben nail up doors and wood to fortify the house, and Barbara continues to say nothing. This happens way too long. Now Barbara is recapping what we've seen already to Ben. I get it, but this should have happened already, and we shouldn't have had to watch Ben nail wood up for 5 minutes. Like, this movie is, like, making me think, man, I'd rather watch paint dry, but I'm going to start changing that to I'd rather watch Ben nail up wood from now on. Last thing I got, valid crash out by Barbara wanting to go get her brother. But holy shit, I was not expecting Ben to Chris Brown her out of nowhere. Good night.
Come on. Well, I guess it is technically Chris Brown because Rihanna and him, they were trading blows. Anyway.
Nico, I was
rice.
taking a piss. I was taking a piss while you said this, but...
Thanks for telling me.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. But Ben nailing up Ward, brother, that was outrageous, man. That's outrageous behavior by you. Even for me.
Bro, yeah. And they showed all of it. Like, give me a break, man.
All right. Back on track here.
But Dustin getting mad, and we don't like that.
I ain't getting mad. I ain't never mad. I got two moods: happy or suicidal. There is no mad. So. Anyway,
welcome to Seb's.
Oh God! All right,
Suicidal.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
All right. Ben lays Barbara on the couch and turns on a radio. He said, "Baby, lock them doors and turn the lights down low." Where a reporter is talking about the emergency. Mass homicide from an army of unidentified assassins. Ordinary people who are in a trance of some sort. Ben looks outside, and there's no shortage of zombies out there. Ben soaks a chair in lighter fluid and makes a torch out of a table leg and goes outside. He lights the chair, which sends the zombies into a frenzy. The president has called a meeting with his cabinet with an announcement to follow. Ben continues to work to secure the house, and Barbara wakes up. Ben finds a gun with some ammo in a closet, and Kat's got Barbara's tongue again. Ben goes upstairs where he finds the dead lady that scared Barbara earlier, and the radio broadcast says the killers are eating the ones they murder. As Barbara sits on the couch, two guys appear from the cellar and say they're from town. Ben kind of sucks at securing a house. Ben calls the guys out for not coming to help when they heard the commotion and has an argument with one of them, Mr. Cooper, about the best course of action. Stay upstairs or go downstairs? That's the question. The other guy, Tom, asks Ben how many are out there, and Ben guesses 6, 7. Mr. Cooper says they need to decide what they're doing because he's going back to the cellar and boarding it up. Ben tells him that at least upstairs they have a fighting chance. Go ahead.
Man, this was not the Hanging with Mr. Cooper that I was envisioning when I saw the cast for this. But anyway, that's a great show. But, man, look at that radio. They just don't make them like that anymore, man. That is solid work right there. It's not cheap. It won't break when you drop it. That's oak, solid paneling. That's good stuff, man. That's how you make a fucking radio. It is interesting, though, how far we've come in such a short time when it comes to technology. It's actually insane when you think about it, the leap we've made, or at least the leap we think we've made, I guess. I actually love the practicality of Ben using the leg of the table that he disassembled as like a torch for things. Again, using his resources, smart movie character, in my opinion. Like myself, hey, you're right, Nico. He Chris Browned her, okay? But she was asleep, and I don't know, just from experience, when your significant other is asleep, you can get stuff done a lot faster around the house. You know, you can just clean and mow the yard and do that, and all of a sudden you have a full day's work in a couple hours. It's crazy how that works. And I got to appreciate it of its time. Ripping a cig right after doing all that work. Shout out to Ben, man. That's good stuff. Look, she's kind of, she wakes up and she's kind of pouting after this. Like, she's not being responsive, like you said, Nico. Like, she doesn't really, Barbara doesn't really say a whole lot more of the rest of the movie till like the very end. It's pretty annoying. I agree with you. Especially after Ben set her house up for success. I mean, really, this is like, it's not zombie proof, obviously, as we see, but man, it gets pretty damn close. I love the radio overplay here. It adds a lot to that aged feel of the film. Now it's like a time capsule back to a different time. That like, radio voice that we get. I like that. And I understand Ben's stance here, and I understand Mr. Cooper's stance, but at the end of the day, I need Mr. Cooper to step up and be a man. I just don't, and I have a different feeling by the end of the film. At the time when I took my notes, I didn't see the cellar as the smartest place to be. So, I got to give Mr. Cooper a tip of the cap here, because what's the name of this show? Don't go out there. And that's staying in the cellar prevents him from doing that. Go ahead, Nico.
Hell yeah, Ben knocked the lady out, then unbuttoned her jacket when he lay on the sofa. What a gentleman. Loved it. More house fortification and lighting a fire. Good stuff. We're moving along quite well. 40 minutes into the movie, we've had one chase scene. Barbara explores a house. Ben showing up randomly. Him fighting two zombies. He punched Barbara and nailing up wood. That's what we've accomplished in 40 minutes so far. We spent a good chunk of this movie with a bunch of racket and two dudes who were just chilling in a cellar. They couldn't hear screams, but they heard a radio. Good night. I do appreciate Ben calling them out on the bull jive, though. Like, so you could hear the radio, but you couldn't hear us fighting up here. I did appreciate that. Shout out to Ben. Kind of hard for me to believe there's enough nails and wood in this random house to keep doing all this, but hey, and I think you said it, Dustin, 6, 7 hand motions. I wrote that down. Last thing I got, another slow set of scenes, but let's hope more happens. First time watch, first time notes.
Boy, howdy does it happen. This is the most notes that I have. I think this is the most, so bear with me here. We see the group of zombies outside, and it's funny to me that every time we see them, they appear to be moving forward, yet they're always in the same spot when we last cut to them. Oh well. Tom says the herd has grown to 8 or 10, and Ben says there's more out back. As he walks through the house, hands bust through a window and grabs him. Tom grabs a knife and hacks off some fingers, but the hands keep grabbing. Ben shoots a zombie in the chest, but it has little to no effect, and I guess it turns out Mr. Cooper's wife has also been in the cellar, and she calls out, and Mr. Cooper tells her it's all right. How many people they got down there? Any baddies? Ben shoots him again, but still no effect. But the third shot takes down the walker. We see the herd outside, and one of them is a naked lady for some reason. Back inside, Ben says they have to fix the boards, but Mr. Cooper says they need to just get to the cellar. And Mr. Cooper says he also has a kid down there. Again, how many folks you got down there? Well, turns out my other question was on the money, as Tom did in fact have a baddie down there. She joins Tom, Ben, and Barbara upstairs, and Mr. Cooper boards up the cellar door. Downstairs, his wife says their kid feels warm, and maybe it's shock. I've seen enough Walking Dead episodes to really be concerned by that. Mrs. Cooper makes the case for taking the boards off the cellar door, and we find out their marriage isn't great. She makes the deal of Judy going back downstairs for a minute to stay with the sick kid while the Coopers go upstairs. Fun fact, the actress that played Mrs. Cooper, Marilyn Eastman, only acted in 5 things total in her career, and after this one, she wouldn't act again until 1995. That is crazy. Also, she's 5'10". She needs to go grab a rebound instead of hanging out and arguing with Mr. Cooper. Upstairs, Mr. Cooper burns a dart, and it startles Barbara for some reason. Ben and Tom bring the TV into the room, and Ben asserts dominance over Mr. Cooper. The TV report confirms that people are being eaten, and that the people who have been killed are coming back alive and joining the murderers. The reporter also says that rescue stations have been set up across the state, and people should head there first chance they get. We also learned that a satellite was sent to Venus but never made it back, and it was destroyed by NASA when scientists discovered a high level of radiation, and maybe that's the cause. The group says they have to get out of the house and go to the rescue station that's 17 miles away. Ben tells Mr. Cooper to go back downstairs with the kid and send Judy back upstairs. Go ahead.
Yeah, they should have flown that ship to Uranus. Anyway, look, these zombie hands coming through the windows look like shit, man. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm trying, but man, the effects look bad there. It's, but Ben, a pretty good shot. Again, just like not the dumbest horror movie character ever. Most of these people can't shoot. So I'm going to give him credit here. He's got a good shot on him. Now, this dude is like crying to everyone about going to the cellar. He's like the guy, like you have some people over for drinks and you're having a good time, and he's the guy that has to work in the morning that's trying to get everyone else to stop drinking and end the night early just because he has to. That's how Mr. Cooper's acting about going down to the cellar. I can't stand that person. Judy here, the other blonde woman, has done nothing of substance so far. I don't know. Now she does later, and also a baddie. So, man, you ain't lying though, Dustin. Phew, Mrs. Cooper, Helen, man, God Almighty, I would have stayed down there. As I was anti-cellar till I saw her down there. That's what I'm talking about. I'd be in the cellar, you couldn't get me out of there. And now she wants to go upstairs. Man, I know. Never mind. I don't want to make Brian do a lot of work. Look, they kind of made a whole ass like chunk of this movie just to call Harry Cooper a pussy, because that's what he ends up being, a fucking pussy the whole time. This old school ass TV I thought was really cool. We watch a lot of movies that take place in a different era, but they're still modern. We don't watch a ton of movies from this long ago that feel like they're from this long ago. And this one kind of captures that time because it took place in that time. And so I think a lot of the old-timey technology is really cool to see play out as if it were modern at the time. I don't know how else I could have worded that. It just sounded like word salad, but I think you guys kind of know what I mean there. Last thing, I'm going wherever Helen's going. Want to go upstairs, downstairs, over there, over where? I don't care. I'm going wherever she's going to be.
My dog sounds like a Dr. Seuss book at the end of this joint. Anywho, Ben gets grabbed immediately as he walks past the window, and I'm crying, laughing at Tom's stab attempts at this zombie. Goodness. I laughed at Ben calling Harry stupid and a dumb father. Like, hell yeah, let his ass have it. Wait, so Harry's version of locking the door from the inside is just putting up boards too? Unreal. This is what all we're doing, just putting up boards all over this damn house. But it's still better than the construction on the new housing these days. Barbara lying on the couch looking goofy again. Like, what are we doing? And why is Helen introducing herself so spooky? Like, it's crazy. Harry continues to crash out, and now his own wife doesn't even support him. Like, this movie is more funny than it is scary at this point. Why is Harry looking specifically at Barbara telling her to pay attention? That made no sense. Like, why is she so special? The newscaster giving him props because he's delivering these lines very precise, and you can sense the fear in his voice. Like, I thought the newscast was really good. I laughed at Harry. How are we going to get out of here? We got a sick kid, 2 women, 1 woman out of her mind. Bro is doing his best Dustin impression right now. Last thing I got, another slow set of scenes, but the story is progressing.
All right. The news report continues, and Mrs. Cooper sits with the kid. The news says dead bodies must be burned immediately, and Ben tells Judy to find some sheets. They're making Molotov cocktails. Tom finds the keys to the gas pump downstairs, and the group plans their exit. Once they gas up the truck, they'll figure out how to get everyone to it. Judy gets cold feet about the plan and tries to convince Tom to stay, but he's not having it. They share a kiss, and it's go time. Barbara and Judy go downstairs, and Ben and Tom make their move to the truck as Mr. Cooper throws the cocktails out the window to clear a path. Some of the zombies catch fire, and they scatter in panic. Tom and Ben make it to the truck when Judy, like a moron, decides she's going too. The trio head to the gas pump with the herd following behind, and Tom shoots the lock off the gas pump when the key doesn't work. In an ultimate bonehead move, they somehow manage to catch the truck on fire. Tom drives it away from the pump, and when he and Judy try to get out, her jacket gets caught in the truck, and it explodes before they can escape, while Mr. Cooper looks on from the house, and Ben watches from the gas pump. Women, man. Should have stayed her ass inside. So a shorter set of scenes again here, but the next set of scenes is the longer ending.
Man, I'm sorry, and I feel like Nico and me may be in this together. I'm fucking bored, man. I'm trying. I'm really trying, but I am just fucking bored. It's definitely revolutionary for its time. I'm not denying that, but watching currently, I was just like, man, this is a toughie. I'm ready to get to something actually happening here. It feels like a filler episode for an average TV show for my modern slop brain, I guess, for lack of a better term. So, I mean, I'm not blaming them. I'll blame me. But for my modern eyes, I was just ready for something to happen. And it gets a little bit better in this set of scenes. But Tom is brave, but he's also dumb. But if you're going to be dumb, you got to be tough. So I get it. A ball mason jar product placement here in the movie, which is crazy because they're using this as the Molotov cocktails. But man, you wouldn't do that shit today. Them shits are expensive as fuck for no reason. Like good mason jar, that's ridiculous, man. At least, sorry. I'm just glad we picked it up because I was kind of starting to doze off a little bit. I won't lie. And it gets a little more interesting here. Some smart stuff by the group in the short term in terms of trying to, blow things up, set them on fire, all that stuff. But it ends up backfiring for sure. Because long term, all it does is attract more of the zombies, which we've learned through watching The Walking Dead. Not the best idea in the world to make a whole bunch of noise, hooting and hollering, and doing a whole bunch of dumb stuff. So, not a whole lot in this set of scenes, but at least we picked it up some.
Yeah, if I'm Ben and Tom, I'm hesitant to trust Harry. Like, this guy has just been he's looking untrustworthy. He's been against the plan the whole time. I just don't know if I can trust this guy. Shout out to Judy practicing what our podcast preaches, telling Tom to basically don't go out there, follow us, like us, subscribe us, all that good stuff. How did Barbara go from a resourceful survivor in the opening set of scenes to a damn near catatonic helpless vessel? Like, she is pissing me off so much. Now we get to watch Ben take the boards off the wall. Cool beans. I'm glad we get to do that now. Zombies that just stand around and just aren't scary to me. I'm sorry. I know I'm nitpicking that, but shout out to Danny Boyle, Alex Garland, for introducing the rage virus infected type zombies in 28 Days Later. I like those way more. Judy being a complete imbecile. Like, why does she feel the need to run outside? Like, give me a break. And why is Ben so slow getting into the back of the truck and for them to start driving? I hated that decision for her to run. Like, why? So this gas pump is like a football throw away from the house, and these idiots done lit the truck on fire because Ben thought it would be smart to put the torch on the ground. My God. All the smart riding Ben had, now he's lit the damn field on fire. Tom and Judy drive away in a truck that's on fire because that's on brand for this movie. And Jesus Christ, they die in a truck explosion because Judy's jacket is caught, which wouldn't have happened if she stayed her dumb ass in the house. Get this over with.
Tell me how you really feel. Hey,
I did.
Listen here. What are you talking about? Why did she run outside? Why would she do that?
There we go.
What are you talking about? It's built into her pronoun. You said, why did she go outside? You notice Mr. Cooper's ass didn't do it. You notice Tom and Ben, they had a cohesive plan before they did it. Women they just be doing shit. All right. Here's the ending.
Shout out to the ladies.
Here's the ending. The zombies spot Ben and start heading towards him as he draws his gun. He shoots, but it barely slows him down. So he grabs his table leg torch and clears his path back to the house. When he gets there, though, Mr. Cooper doesn't let him in. He has to force his way inside, and then Cooper reluctantly helps him secure the door back. Ben, rightfully so, delivers a series of right hands to Cooper and threatens to drag him outside and feed him to the zombies. Outside, the zombies begin to feed on the charred remains of Tom and Judy, and it's pretty gross for the time, to be honest. Mr. Cooper says there's another broadcast supposed to happen at 3, and Barbara starts babbling nonsense and then says, Johnny has the keys to the car. We saw her drive and wreck the car. This bitch is crazy. Now, you may have been right, Nico. I thought she started the car, but maybe she did just put it neutral, which makes her even stupider. How far does she think she was going to go? Anyway, we also hear that the Cooper's kid was bit on the arm by a zombie. Uh-oh. Ben turns on the TV and we hear that everyone who dies, no matter the cause, will come back to life as a zombie. We also hear that a shot or strong blow to the head can kill the zombies. A chief of police is interviewed next, and he says they beat 3 of the zombies off. I guess that's one way to handle it. I mean, shit. Post-nut clarity for them zombies. As if things couldn't get worse for the group in the house, the power goes out, and the zombies finally start trying to break into the house. Mr. Cooper is more concerned with getting the gun from Ben than helping, and a struggle ensues. Ben wins, though, and shoots Mr. Cooper. Hell yeah, overdue. Cooper stumbles into the basement with his sick daughter and croaks. Meanwhile, Mrs. Cooper is being grabbed through the door when Barbara finally decides to help. Mrs. Cooper escapes and goes downstairs to find her daughter eating her husband. Tough scene. She cowers in fear, and her own daughter stabs her to death with a garden tool. Barbara and Ben have their hands full trying to keep the zombies out, and Barbara is grabbed by her zombified brother. The perimeter is completely compromised, and it looks like bad news for Ben. He goes into the cellar and secures the door, only to find the 2 dead Coopers reanimating. He shoots Mr. Cooper a handful of times, and Mrs. Cooper once. I mean, that's appropriate. He sucked. The next day, everything is calm and normal outside the house, and a helicopter flies overhead as a large group of armed men roam the fields. The police chief says they're taking some dogs to check out the house. Ben hears the dogs barking, and the cops take out the zombies. Ben emerges from the cellar, only to get shot in the head by the police, proving that these, cops view the same level of fear. Black man, zombie, shoot them both. Anyway, that's the end of the movie. What'd you guys think?
Man, these zombies came running.
Do that. That's a joke.
Man, these zombies came running right after Ben said they wanted thighs, not breasts. That's a dark meat, white meat joke. Anyway, look, Harry is, man, he's so soft. Like he couldn't even help this man keep the door closed. That wasn't near as crazy as what you said earlier, brother. Do not look at me like that, bro. Do not do that. Man, I just called a man soft. Nothing wrong with that. God dang, got soft hands, brother, as you would say. But then he finally gets up to try to help, and he got his ass beat for it, man. I loved it. I was like, attaboy, Ben, beat that. Hey, my man Ben is quick to punch a motherfucker. I tell you that. He does not have time for your bullshit. I appreciate that. This, I bet this human eating that the zombies were doing, I've said this already, but whatever, had to be fucking terrifying in the theater, man. Like, I need to get Brian back on here so we can ask him about the theater experience, but I bet it was fucking horrifying for the viewing audience to see them be cannibalistic like this. I honestly thought even modern, that was an effective scene. It was creepy and uncomfortable. You know, Dustin, you already hit on it. You came over and beat him off. You what? What did you do? Good night, man. Whew, that's tough. I hate to do this, but I laughed at the way the zombies approached the house. Like I said, it looked like 12 me's in the morning letting the dogs out. It was not scary at fucking all, man. Again, Ben showing that he's a good shot. It does make me. I just want to point out Helen deserved better than Harry. Just throwing that out there too. I like the twist here that the kid. Well, if you want to call it a twist, the kid is a zombie, a walker herself. She was obviously bit, and I like that they kind of do that. I've talked about kids in horror enough. It makes it more terrifying. I think it works for this movie as well. I thought that was really well done. I will say the kill, good. The screams and like the echo of those screams for effect. Golly, I hated that. And only so much you could do at the time. But even for the time, I thought that was pretty rough. God damn it. Anyway, my text pop up while I'm trying to read my notes, man. Come on. But Johnny being a zombie is something I definitely knew would happen, but I'm going to be wrong here. Turns out Harry was correct. The cellar probably would have been the safest place for everybody to be. So I got to give him props for that, but he ended up dead. He's a dead fuck, as we used to say on this show a lot. All that. But then we saw it's like almost 45 seconds or so of Ben just downstairs in the cellar with people walking upstairs, like making foot noise. Like, what is happening here? Like, that's so drawn out. Last thing, Dustin, you already said it about the cops, so I'm not going to repeat the same lie, but that was my first thought too. I was like, damn, he didn't even do nothing. He had a gun. I felt like, I have a gun, you have a gun, so I'm not one of these people, but you didn't give two shits. You just shot my ass anyway. That was crazy. So, hell of an ending, and I feel like Romero and co. were trying to say something with that. Just a thought.
What is this, Fruitvale Station? Good night. Sorry. That's actually a good movie. But anyway, we'll move on from this. I feel for old Ben at this point. He's the only one that's somewhat resourceful, and he's surrounded by zombies. I instantly thought of like Rick Grimes at the barn with this scene. I thought it was impressive he managed to Reggie Bush run all these zombies, but not surprised Cooper wouldn't open the door. Like, fuck this guy. Like, Ben must have put the old Day-Day moves whenever Baby D was chasing him around the car, juking around everybody. Somewhat redeems himself helping barricade the door, but that's only for his own safety, not Ben's. Terrible punch sound effects with Ben and Harry, 7.7 on IMDb, though. Fun fact, the zombies were eating ham covered in chocolate syrup when they're eating the flesh from the Ablaze truck. I know you kind of mentioned the chocolate syrup earlier. I didn't see that one, but I did see about the ham being covered in chocolate syrup. Thought that was interesting. I like that this film established these zombies dying from a headshot or severe head wound. I like that. The only part of this news segment we needed was the headshot news, not a bunch of yapping from what bro went through that day. Come on, let's pick this up. The lights going out was a nice, unexpected touch, and my suspicion is the kid in the cellar is infected. Bold take for me, but I ended up being right, so I did like that. These zombies are using rocks and logs to break into the house, and using next to no strength. This is comically bad and gives a pass, and gets a pass because it's a classic. Goodness. Harry continues to be a pussy and not helpful. Hate this guy. And I thought it was good that Ben shot his ass. Like, good for him. Like, I couldn't stand Harry. Damn, I got a lot of notes still. I'm just hating. Y'all, if y'all love this movie and think it's a classic, y'all might want to mute my ass. Terrible decision-making by Helen to stand back to the window so she can get hit. And terrible acting as she's grabbed. 3.9 on Letterboxd, though. Barbara just watches poor Helen being grabbed until she finally decides to run over and do nothing. Suspicions confirmed. Karen is a zombie and she's eating her own pop's flesh. Good night. Finally, a cool kill in theory that's not executed well with Karen killing her mom Helen with this little garden shovel. I did like that kill. That's my favorite kill. Spoiler alert. Nice touch that Johnny returns as a zombie to get Barbara. I like that they went full circle with this. And oh look, Ben ends up in the cellar. So much for a fighting chance upstairs, huh? I'm just joking at this point. Valid crash up by Ben to knock all this shit over in the cellar, but I'm really not sure how he gets out of this pickle. I'm not saying I wanted to see Ben, throughout the night surviving these zombies, but I find the writing kind of lazy and convenient. That it's just the next day the zombies gave up trying to get to Ben and the zombie killers just showed up. I will say this, the ending caught me off guard big time. I did not expect Ben to die like that. I thought that was very unfortunate. And I didn't really think about it, like you being like trying to make a statement. I guess, I can see that for sure. But damn, I was like, fuck, they just shot Ben for no reason. Like, they didn't even try and go see if like he's just a, human who survived through the night. I thought that was, the ending got a big pop out of me. I'll just leave it at that.
Biggest pop for me is when you just stop hating so much. Listen,
I can keep going.
1967 is really when the quote-unquote new Hollywood era is considered to have taken place. So just a couple years before this movie's made. Pit this movie against those movies, any of them. So you saying this bro's yapping on and mad at the character decisions, mad at this, mad at that. You're comparing it because movies have continued to evolve. You're comparing it against Midsommar. You're comparing it against Hereditary, against Shawshank Redemption. Look at movies from the 50s and 60s compared to this one. Hating ass.
Hey, man.
Do you not do the same to music?
You
I feel like everybody does that, right?
you can write. I mean, you can write better characters and decisions any time of the day, any time of the year.
Can you?
Yeah.
Who else was doing it at this time?
That's why these movies suck. If I don't watch them.
You don't watch anything.
I saw Michael the other night. That was fun.
Yeah. What year did it come out?
I'm bad. 2026.
Exactly.
It was entertaining.
I've watched Adam 22's wife.
Wasn't it?
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Probably just to see Jason Love. But anyway, let's jump into the social media
come
comments
on.
and questions. Dustin, you got X pulled up? I'll let you go first. I
do.
just read a lot.
All right. We got 3 on X, the artist formerly known as Twitter. First one's from Sean the Glee Man. What up, Sean? He said, I wrote an entire essay on this movie back in college about how it drastically it changed not only zombie movies, but horror movies in general. It was quite an extreme pivot in the industry. What a damn good movie. I'm with you when you're right, Sean. Send your hate mail to Nico. Send it in the actual mail. I want him to get letters and letters.
There you go.
Anyway. Next one's from Randy Smith. Go Dogs. He said, only thing I would say. Next one's from Randy Smith. Go Dogs. He said, only one thing to say, a complete and perfect masterpiece. 10 out of 10. I also love the 1990 remake with Tony Todd. I haven't seen that one.
I haven't either.
And the last one's from Andrew Ferguson. Said, I always get annoyed when the little girl kills her mom with no resistance. Drop kick that little ghoul right in her face. And I feel you there.
Fair.
Tom Savini directed the 1990 version. And fun fact about Tom Savini, he's a fucking prick if you meet him at a convention. But anyway, we'll move on from that.
Oh, shit.
I got Instagram pulled up. Cinema comment, I think it's how you say it. If I butcher your name, I apologize. Fun fact, I guess this movie is public domain right now. There is a sandbox zombie game on Steam called Vane. In the game, you can collect this movie as a CD and put it in a DVD player, and the entire movie will play in-game. You can watch the whole movie. Crazy. I did not know that.
Really cool.
That's cool.
This
Hell
is
yeah.
open domain because it was in Terrifier 2, which is better than this movie as well. But anywho,
Go.
It is.
I want you to stand up, shit, and fall in it.
I just rage baited him. I love it. Yes. He had another comment. They're coming to get you, Barbara. I don't remember if that's in this one or not. It is in this movie, brother. Niece_384 comment. I prefer the 1990 version with Tony Todd. I think we do need to check that one out. It's from the 90s, so it's got to be better. But anywho, even though that's a weak decade as well. Miami Flavors called me out. I know who didn't enjoy this one. Cough, cough, Nico. You got me, sis. You got me. And the last thing we got is from Jordan Zager. There was a local TV show in Detroit, Cleveland area called The Ghoul Show, and he would play classic horror films, but add in fart noises and funny sounds to the movie. And this was one of them, so now I can't never take this movie seriously with the laughing and skull emoji.
That's funny.
That's
funny. Hey,
Mike, we got anything on the old Book of Faces?
Yeah, the only thing we had was from Joe Swinford, friend of the show. She just said this is her mom's favorite horror movie of all time, so that's pretty cool.
Mom's got taste. I love it.
Shout out, Joe.
Hey, Jordan saying that just reminded me, or made me think of something. You know, and it's not just horror movies, but movies in general. No one ever poops. So you think they was just down in that basement hotboxing farts? Like the
That's
whole time
crazy,
the
bro.
Coopers and their kid and Tom and Judy were down there, you think there was just one big fart box? That's
Probably
crazy.
so, bro.
I thought you meant nobody pooped in horror movies, but you meant just this one.
Not just any movies. Like think about how scarce it is for someone to take a shit in a movie.
Hey,
true.
shout out Demon in part 5. Them damn enchiladas got him.
That is true. That's
Yeah,
one.
that is one.
Oh, baby.
Gus, you got any fun facts?
Yeah, I got a handful here. Let's get into some fun facts. All right. This is one of the most profitable independent movies ever made.
Correct.
I'm not going to say what it was made for because Mike will get into that later, or what it grossed. But I will say it grossed over 263 times its budget.
Yes, it did.
That's crazy. When the zombies are eating the bodies in the burnt... Oh, you already said that about what it was. The ham and chocolate syrup. George A. Romero saw very little profit from the film. Due to his lack of knowledge regarding distribution deals, the distributors walked away with practically all the profits. That sucks. The U.S. movie rating system was instituted on November 1st, 1968. This movie released October 1st, 1968. This is one of the last films released in the U.S. without a rating. And I read that like a lot of kids were taken to this movie in the theater and scared shitless because they didn't know. The body upstairs in the house was made by director George A. Romero, who used ping pong balls for the eyes. George A. Romero originally hired Tom Savini to do the makeup effects for this film. The two were first introduced when Savini auditioned for an acting role in an earlier film that never got off the ground. Romero, remembering that Savini was also a makeup artist, called Savini to the set of this movie, but he was unable to do the effects because he was in the U.S. Army serving as a combat photographer in Vietnam. That's pretty cool. Or unfortunate, too. His role in Night of the Living Dead was the first time in American cinema that a black actor was cast in a lead role of a major motion picture that did not specify that the part had to be played by a black actor. That's pretty cool. Pretty progressive. George A. Romero just took the best man for the job. Morgan Jones' son in The Walking Dead was named Dwayne Jones in honor of Dwayne from this movie. That's pretty cool also. And the last one I've got, George A. Romero. He was also one of the directors on Two Evil Eyes, which starred Harvey Keitel, who was in The Gray Zone with David Arquette.
Very nice.
Nice. Mike got the old budget.
Yeah, so the numbers.com has a range ranging from 114,000 to 125,000. So beans on the dollar. You already mentioned this, Dustin, that it became one of the most profitable independent films ever. So domestically, grossing 12 million, and then 18 internationally, 30 million as far as the initial worldwide release. After some re-releases, all the way up to $42 million. So like you mentioned, over 200, what was that, 50, 60 times its budget. That's incredible. What a run.
So that fact that I read, it also has the equivalency. So if you take the $114,000, let's say that was the budget, that's equivalent to about $977,841 in 2024.
Phew.
And if you take the 30 million worldwide gross, that's equivalent to over $257 million in 2024. That is big money.
Yes, it is.
All right, guys. Jump to our favorite kill, least favorite kill, and the rating. Dusty, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, favorite kill, Mr. Cooper, only because he was annoying and I was happy to see him go. That guy sucked. Least favorite kill was Johnny. Barbara just left him. He was probably just knocked out. He didn't deserve that. Plus, it was off screen.
Facts.
So, rating, this movie is a classic, despite what Nico says. Bona fide classic. The rules that we all know and respect about zombies come in large part from this movie. The gore that was shown on screen laid the foundation for everything we see in horror today. The premise is solid, the acting is okay, and there's some really cool shots in it. I think there's some really good camera work done. Not to mention some of the gore looked really good, like I said, probably in thanks to it being black and white and that we couldn't tell that it was chocolate syrup. But still, it's really good. I give it a 9 1/4. I probably should have went higher to offset Nico.
Oh, my God.
You should have. And I'll go next. Favorite kill? I chose Miss Cooper getting killed by her daughter with the little garden shovel. I thought it was a pretty creepy moment, and I wish we could have saw more, but I did like the kill. Least favorite kill, I'll agree with you, Johnny. It just kind of happened. We didn't see it really. Things I liked from the movie, I liked the opening scene. I thought it was really good. Like, if it was a short, just with Barbara getting chased to the grave, making it to the house, I think it'd be really good. Other things I like the grainy look of the film. Shoot on film. Me and Dustin are both advocates of shooting on film.
Yeah.
I liked a lot of the sound, especially like Mike mentioned, the sound of the thunder in the graveyard. Like, it sounded really good. It sounded really creepy. I like that. I like that the movie starts right off rip. We don't have all these from this studio. I like that we're thrown right into the action. I'm not saying I liked Ben's death, but it was a shocking ending. Like, it really caught me off guard, and I thought it got a reaction out of me, so I appreciated that. My problem with the movie is I just didn't think it was very interesting throughout. Like, it was way too much just nailing up boards on a wall, discussing what we're going to do next. I didn't think the acting was all that great. I just thought it was too slow. I gave the movie a 3. I don't want to watch it again.
God almighty.
Hey, it's still half a point higher than Cloverfield.
My favorite kill was Mr.
A
Cooper
3.
because
For 1968 Night of the Living Dead, a classic genre-setting movie, a 3 out of 10. This movie gives fuel to the fire that just because it's old doesn't mean it's good.
No, that's not true. And also, I know I called for our listeners to send Nico physical mail, like actual hate mail. I take that back. Send him some fucking anthrax. I'm tired of this.
I don't care at this point. I'm starting to have the same 2 moods as you, brother. Just catch me on a bad day. I'll be sniffing the mail.
Good.
oh jeez. Okay.
Will y'all miss me if I die?
Yeah, I miss you,
I'll
brother.
join you, brother. Don't worry.
I'll see you when I get there, I guess. My favorite kill is Mr. Cooper, because he's annoying and I couldn't stand him. My least favorite is Mrs. Cooper, for obvious reasons, said repeatedly throughout the show. So that's why I didn't want her to die, because, I didn't want that. But look, I kind of said it off the top. I appreciate this movie for what it is and what it did for the genre. However, just not for me. One, zombies are already not my favorite subgenre. It's not my least favorite, but it's not something that I like to typically gravitate towards. So it's already working in a negative there. Plus, this movie was incredibly boring during the meat of the sandwich, as I like to say. Started well, ended pretty well, but the middle of the movie is just really boring and it drags. It shows its age, for lack of a better term. So for me, not something I have to see a lot more or see ever again. I am sure just because Dustin does this kind of thing, we'll have to watch it again someday. He'll pick it again. We'll do a recut. Maybe there's a director's cut out there. Maybe there's an extended version. Maybe Dustin takes his life savings and does a shot-for-shot remake with his favorite actors and see if he can get Nico to rate it higher than a 3. But I'm not going to rate it much higher than that.
Dustin would write a better movie than this.
I would do a shot-by-shot remake of this and make Nico Johnny. Let's get him out the paint early.
That's cool. I got the most memorable line. That's cool.
So that is cool. That being said, I give this movie a 4.
High five.
That gives us a composite score of a 5.42.
Sounds about right.
5.42.
That's a little high.
Yeah, you're a little high, buddy. IMDb has it at 7.8. Letterboxd 3.9 out of 5. Rotten Tomatoes, 95% of critics are on the right side of history and say that this is a good movie.
Nah, they don't know ball.
Yeah, so they don't know shit.
They are certified ball knowers.
Yeah, landed the plug too. Anyway.
God, what is going on? All right, let's move on. Any final thoughts on Night of the Living Dead? Shout out our blood donors, and we can announce the winner of our fan poll.
Nope.
All right, blood donors, appreciate y'all sincerely. I know I say it every week, but we really appreciate y'all's help. It takes a big burden off of us. Camper Lover reoccurring, Nina, Michelle Mirza, Steve Schmidt, Anthony Andrews, and Lisa. Camp Council reoccurring, Edwin Hernandez Gunn, Adrian Aiello, Brian Samick, Andrew Ferguson, Brooke Maley, Heather Superdoc, Jennifer Davis from Too Close to Home Pod, Dana Tucker, Cole McAlexander, Max K, and Amanda Pettiford. Really appreciate y'all. I mean it. Takes a huge burden of us, help us pay these bills. We started doing this is our first time doing it, but we're going to keep doing this in the future going forward. You know, on that fourth month or that fourth week of the month, when we have like an open week, we're going to have, you know, all of us are just going to pick a movie and let the fans vote on it because we want to keep our fans involved with the show. Mike's picked one. Mike, you want to announce what you nominated and what we'll be reviewing next week? Another movie that I would say is a classic and is overdue.
Yes, which is actually after some. I had a couple different picks here, right? But I was kind of in lockstep with you, Nico, a little bit, where I wanted to pick something that wasn't like I kept having picks that were winter, and we're out of winter, brother. Like we are way out of that. So after a thought, I was like, man, what classics have we not done? And ended up winning. Well, I went with the OG, not the remake, not the TV series, the OG Sissy Spacek led Carrie. Very excited to finally get around to it. Don't know why it took so long. Last time I've seen this movie, I remember enjoying it. I'm expecting that to be no different, but we'll see.
I've seen it once and I liked it. I thought it was good. It's one of Ari Aster's favorite movies too.
Yeah,
just throwing that out there.
He knows ball. Oh, I'm not mad we're doing Carrie. I was just kidding. I'm just mad I lost.
Fair. And they were all great picks, by the way. Like, no matter what,
human nature.
No matter what one, we would have had a really good week. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll be picking Parasite eventually. So
yeah,
I'll be picking Strange Darling eventually.
Yeah.
Somebody will. It's a good movie.
Yeah, that's good. They're all good. So,
any final thoughts on Night of the Living Dead before we get out of here?
Yeah, those are all three way better than the Night of the Living Dead. All of them.
Agreed. Agreed.
Read a fucking book.
I am reading books, brother.
While we talk about movies.
Never mind. I didn't want Brian to cut it. I'm not going to say that. Never mind. Never mind. Great show, everyone. Great show.
All right. We appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll be back next week with 1976's Carrie. I think it's 76. 74, 76. One of them two.
76.
Good night, George A. Good night, George A. Romero. You made a classic.
Thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you next week. And in the meantime, take care of yourself.
Just want to remind everybody.